I want to bash my head against a wall. That statement takes me back to my senior year of high school when it seemed like all anyone could ever talk about was sorority recruitment. This made me cringe, obviously. It's not that I was against the whole recruitment process, I just didn't believe that being a sorority girl was for me. All I could think about is how in the movies, sororities are portrayed as stupid girls who party too much and like to mess around with guys. Cliches are a powerful thing, and I felt that this portrayal and I stood at polar opposites. By the end of my senior year, though, I was convinced to go through recruitment. I was told that if I didn't like it, then I could always drop. With that logic, who wouldn't give it a try? And let me tell you this, cliches be damned, I'm glad I did. Going through that process helped me realize that I should never harshly judge something that I know so little about. I learned not to judge a book by its cover. Going through sorority recruitment ended up being one of the best things I have ever experienced. Additionally, I learned that those cliches in movies featuring sorority girls holding each other's hair when they're throwing up was generally just staged nonsense. Through that experience, this is what turned my hatred into love. That's not to say the process was easy. Recruitment was one of the most stressful weeks I have ever experienced. The sororities I absolutely adored and thought that adored me back dropped me. I had felt the cruel pain that comes with rejection over and over, and on top of that, the weather was just awful. I wanted to go home, crank the air conditioner low, and binge watch Netflix forever. To me, the recruitment process was the most stressful, awful thing I have ever undertaken. Ultimately, I'm glad to say that it was worth it, heat and all. Bid day is like Christmas in August. The stress I went through that whole week made up for the feeling I got on bid day. Hundreds of girls cheering your name and being so overjoyed to see you running home to them with their welcoming arms embracing you made me feel like I was on top of the world. I don't believe I've ever seen so many people happy to see me. Walking into my sorority's chapter room, seeing my new 75 pledge sisters was so overwhelming. I just had 75 automatic friends and school hadn't even started yet. My roommate also went through sorority recruitment, but pledged a different sorority from me. She was a random roommate, and I was excited to start a new chapter of my life with someone I didn't know too well. But things have a way of changing. It didn't take me too long to discover that we were complete opposites, and that opposites don't always attract. She was inconsiderate of our living space. She was always messy and very loud at early times in the morning. I wanted a way out, but I didn't know how. I talked to a few older girls in my sorority, telling them how miserable I was, and they told me I could live with them on the sorority hall. I was overjoyed and freed. When I was in a tough situation and needed help, my sisters were there for me. They made sure I was happy and always had my back. I quickly learned that college isn't just fun and games. College is hard. It is very hard. It's like playing Alabama every year hard. I studied as hard as I could, and sometimes that just wasn't enough. When I received a bad grade on a test, it left me feeling hopeless and like a failure. One really good thing about being in a sorority is that they have grade requirements. In that way, sororities want you to be successful. Lucky for me, my sisters are very smart. They helped tutor me and gave me the encouragement I needed when I wasn't feeling so smart. Never judge a book by its cover is a saying that I live by now. My freshman year of college would have ended much differently if I would have ignored that saying. I learned that it is okay to be wrong about something. To conclude, I learned that I shouldn't stereotype something that I don't always know so harshly. Finally, I learned that being in a sorority is one of the best things about being in college.